Hello everyone and welcome to the NFL version of Proline, direct from Las Vegas. Going to take a look at these NFL championship games for the weekend. The top two seeds in each of the conferences meeting again for see who'll go to the Super Bowl. First, let's start off with some of the Super Bowl lines. Vegas already has the projected lines of the matchups early. Let me give them to you. Get your pen ready. Arizona Cardinals, if they're playing the Patriots, Patriots will be a 1-point favorite with a total of 49. Arizona Cardinals against the Denver Broncos. Arizona will be 3 with a total of 44.5. If it's the Carolina Panthers against the Patriots, Patriots early line 1-point favorite, 47.5 the total. And if it's Carolina Denver, Carolina would be a 3-point favorite with the total of 43. All right, we're going to get into the NFL matchups for the weekend as well as some free prop bets. But first, if you want to get some plays from Jim Feist, Jim is off his NFL playoff game of the year. That was the Carolina Panthers jumping out Sunday to that 31-0 lead and cruising. He has his AFC game of the year going this Sunday. That is $99 at jimfeist.com. If you want to get him as part of a 3-pack, you can go right to jimfeist.com. Plus, if you want to get them at a discount of $49, you can call 1-888-672-0800. Jim is on a 17-7-1 run with these NFL games of the year, and you can get it at 1-888-672-0800. All right, let's get into the first game on the board here. Patriots playing the Denver Broncos. You got some great weather in Denver for Sunday, and this 9 here is Patriots 3 and 47. It's going to be just like it was Sunday in Denver. Very beautiful weather. Head-to-head matchups, Patriots are 5-2 ATS, but they're only 1-5 ATS at Denver. And when you look at the Brady-Manning matchups, well, it's fun to look at, but it really doesn't mean anything. Brady has won 11 of 16 in the playoffs. The two quarterbacks are 2-2 going head-to-head. Key thing there, if you might want to get anything out of it, is that the home team was 4-0 in those 4 meetings, and this game will be at Denver. All right, the Patriots have been winning games and covering numbers, like we saw against Kansas City last week, 18-12-3 spread run. When the Patriots face a team with a winning record, 13-7-1 against the spread. They're also 5-3 on the road. One of those road defeats, though, was here at Denver 2 months ago. Brady having a terrific season despite injuries to a lot of his targets, 36 touchdowns, 7 picks. Got Julian Edelman back last week in the rain against Kansas City, and what a performance this kid put on. Nervous early on after missing the last 2 months, had a screw put in his foot because of a broken foot. Had 4 drop passes in the first quarter. Maybe that was nerves, but he ended up with 10 catches for 100 yards. And in many ways, he really reshaped the Patriots' offense because they were able to spread the field to go to their quick strike attack that we saw so successfully in the Super Bowl against a great defense. And it worked. Brady was not sacked at all or hit, he was sacked once, but that was on a late hit. And that's been a problem all year with this Patriot offensive line. And all of that seemed to be alleviated because Julian Edelman was back in the lineup and they went to the quick strike attack. So obviously it worked last week, and they're going to continue that type of strategy going here against Denver. Patriot defense, not to be overlooked. A lot of first-round picks, a lot of youth and athleticism. They finished 9th in the NFL in yards and 10th in points. It's not an elite defense, but it is very good. And Patriots, when they face the AFC, 56-26 over the total. They are on a 6-11 spread run in the playoffs, and they haven't been very good on the road of late, 1-5 spread run. The Denver Broncos, home field here, 7-2 at home, 9-5-1 run under the total. They are on an 0-3-1 spread run at home. We were going to see Peyton Manning, 39-year-old Manning, will be starting this game. Had a bad season. 9 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, and then sat down for Brock Osweiler as Manning kind of mended. He did come back last week, and he played fairly well. Wasn't asked to throw the ball deep a lot. Didn't seem to have a lot of arm strength against Pittsburgh. With that said, he didn't turn the ball over, which is key for him and this offense, this ball controls type of offense. And he did get the ball there when they needed it, particularly on that last touchdown drive following the fumble. And so he will be leading the show. If they get behind, I wouldn't be surprised to see Osweiler come in if things fall apart. And Osweiler's been decent this year, 10 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Thing about the Denver offense, Gary Kubiak, the first-year coach, he brought in zone blocking. The general manager, John Elway, wanted to do more of running the football this year, and they have. They haven't been great at running it because they lost Ryan Clady before the season started. The offensive line is week below average. With that said, the two running backs, they've gotten exceptional production out of it. I think it's better that Denver goes, instead of one great ball control runner, to have two guys like they have had in Anderson and Hillman. Don't have a lot of yards per carry. Hillman in particular just 4.2 yards per carry. But both of them had over 700 yards rushing. The two of them tore up this Patriot defense in the fourth quarter and overtime when they met 2 months ago, too. And they're a very effective tandem. They come off the win over Pittsburgh 23-16, and they allowed a lot of yards to Pittsburgh, 396, but not a lot of points. And the key really for both teams was that the defenses were better overall, because the third down play for both teams was terrible. Denver held Pittsburgh, great passing offense, just 2 of 12 on third down. Denver didn't do very well either, 3 of 15 on third down, but they did get the comeback win late. Denver defense is best in the NFL, number 4 in points allowed, number 1 against the rush, number 1 against the pass. So they clearly don't try and go out there and try and go no huddle and score a lot of points, because this defense gets them great field position, it gets turnovers, and they don't mind winning games, 19-16, low-scoring games. That is easily going to be their strategy for this game, despite the good weather. The flip side of the coin is that the Patriots don't play that way, and that's going to be why it's difficult to try and pick prop bets for this game, and I'll give you a free one at the end of this on the game. But it's difficult because Denver is going to want to slow it down, run the football, control the ball on the clock. They don't mind winning 17-14, which points toward unders individually for prop players. Patriots strategy, exact opposite. They might go no huddle. They're going to spread the field, go on an attacking offense. And if they get their way and win a higher scoring game, like we saw 2 months ago here in Denver, then your prop bets are going to be high ranging for individual players and quarterbacks. All right, that earlier game in Week 12, you can kind of throw that out the window. Patriots had a 21-7 lead, but it was in a blizzard. It was a kind of a boring, methodical game until the fourth quarter, and then the Patriots had defensive injuries, and Denver just ran right through them, finished with 179 yards rushing yards. Patriots only had 39 yards rushing, and if anything like that happens for this game, Denver's going to win this game comfortably. Patriots have got to focus on stopping the run first. Key is they didn't have a couple of their key run stoppers for that earlier meeting. Jamie Collins didn't play, and Dante Hightower got injured in the second quarter, missed pretty much the whole game. And with him not there, their run defense was just awful in the fourth quarter and overtime. They are healthier defensively for this meeting. And the offense, too, the Patriots offense, in that early meeting, there was no Amendola, there was no Julian Edelman, and then Rob Gronkowski got injured in the fourth quarter. So Brady ended up having a good game as far as passing with no running attack, and they scored some points without his top targets, and that's not the case this weekend. So very interesting cat and mouse game going on here as to what type of style we're going to play. Okay, some of the head-to-head matchups with these teams. Patriots 1-5 ATS at Denver, and the home team is 6-0 against the spread. Plus the over is 8-3 when they play at Denver, and the over is 6-1 when these two teams meet the last 7 meetings. All right, here's the prop bets that I'm going to give you for the game. Tom Brady touchdown passes, over or under 2 for the game. Well, at the Westgate, formerly the Las Vegas Hilton, they put up 2, which is a good number for Brady, and the over is plus 105. That's a good betting number because he'll probably throw at least 2, so they get their money back and you break even on it. However, I'm going to say over 2. He's got a shot to throw at least 2 and maybe 3 for a couple of reasons. One, when the Patriots get in the red zone, they're not going to be able to run the football into the end zone for a touchdown. They haven't done that all year. This is a bad offensive line, below average at the very least. And this Denver run defense is great, and that's not their style. I mentioned how many yards rushing they had in that first meeting. It was practically nothing. So if they're going to score the 23.5 or 24 points that Vegas is telling you the Patriots are going to score, that's their point number, well, that's 3 touchdowns and a field goal. So how are they going to get their 3 touchdowns? It's going to have to be on Tom Brady's arm. And he's got a shot because they're going to have to throw into the end zone, and he's got his best targets back, plus the weather is going to be great. So I'd say Tom Brady over 2 touchdown passes. That's some plus 105 money. All right, let's get into the other game going on this weekend. Before we do, if you want to get free plays sent right to your cell phone daily from Jim Fice, you can just text GAME, G-A-M-E, to 25827. You get them right on your cell phone. A text that has the game and some analysis, too, right from Jim Fice, and that's all free. All right, let's get into this Arizona at Carolina game. Carolina 3-point favorite, the total of 46. Start off with a meeting from a year ago. These teams met in the playoffs. Arizona got crushed 27-16, failed to cover the number, and the edge in yards was absolutely astounding. Carolina was at home. They had 386 total yards, including 188 rushing. Arizona, 78 total yards. That was the lowest yards rushing by any playoff team in NFL history. So Bruce Arians can roll that game film and maybe tell his team, I was embarrassed last year. We had the worst game ever for any playoff team. Perhaps that would help them. They only had 27 yards rushing to. The catch is that Arizona had no quarterbacks last year. At one point they were down to their fourth stringer. Carson Palmer didn't play in that playoff game. The irony is that Carolina, despite those horrendous numbers, they actually led at the half, 14-13. It was a very strange game. But in the second half, the more healthier team and the home team, the better team, Carolina, pulled away with it and won easily. But you kind of throw that out the window because Carson Palmer didn't play. This Arizona team just playing so well, 14-3 record. They are 7-2 on the road, exceptional road record. They really don't run the football that well, although this kid they got, Johnson, has been very good out of northern Iowa, down to their third-string running back. But he's pretty productive, even as a passer. But what the Phoenix offense, Arizona Cardinal offense is going to do, they're going to spread the field with those three wide receivers and attack. Because Carolina, for all their great defensive numbers, they've had some injuries in the secondary at safety. They have one shutdown corner. The catch here is that you'll be facing three great wide receivers for the Cardinals. And I got to believe that's the way Arizona's going to attack. They're going to throw a lot. They're going to try and take advantage of the safeties. Can't see them trying to go ball control or run a lot. And this offense is number one in the NFL in yards, 408 per game. They're number two in passing with over 288 yards, and they're number two in scoring. So they have gone to that all year and got it done. Palmer's numbers, 35 touchdowns, 11 picks. The running back, Chris Johnson, 814 yards. Wide receiver, Larry Fitzgerald, over 1,200 yards. You got John Brown, who's fast, over 1,000 yards, and Mike Floyd, 849. There's your key to this offense. But don't overlook the Cardinals' defense. They've been great all year, as they were last year. Number 5 in the NFL in yards allowed. Number 7 in points. You can't run on them. Number 6 against the run. And then number 8 against the pass. So this is a formidable opponent here as a dog. They come off the game against Green Bay. That was just wacky. 26-20 overtime win. Carson Palmer looked a little shaky, too. I have to wonder if that was nerves, being his first playoff game in a while, or is it age, and the game is a little bit faster for him. Well, he had not better throw those bad passes at times that should have been picked off by the Packers. Better not do it against this Carolina defense, which is a ball-hawking unit. Carolina leads the league in interceptions with 21s. They lead in takeaways with 33, and interceptions returned for touchdowns with 4. Getting back to Arizona Cardinals for a moment, 21-10 ATS run against the NFC. 26-15 spread run overall. This game will be on natural grass, though, in Carolina, and they're only 3-8 against the spread on grass. Now, the Panthers, just a remarkable season, 16-1. You go back to last year, they're on a 19-1 record. And then they have covered numbers, too. 10-4 spread run. At home, dominant, 18-7-1 against the spread. There's really very few flaws. The offense, number 2 in rushing in the NFL, 142.6 per game. And they can pass the football, too, with Cam Newton, because they're number 1 in points with over 31.3 points per game. They got over that against the great Seattle defense last week, just in the first half. It's Cam Newton has 35 touchdowns, 10 picks. Not a great wide receiving core. He primarily looks at the great tight end, Greg Olsen, 1,100 yards. Teddy Ginn has been pretty good with his speed for them. And then Jonathan Stewart, healthy and playing well, 989 yards rushing. And the defense has so much talent and balance. They can get after the passer. They can shut down the run. Number 4 against the run. 6th in points allowed and 6th in total yards. The game against Seattle ended up a close one, 31-24, but they were up 31-0 at the half. They finished it with a whopping edge in rushing yards, 144-278. Cam Newton, 1 touchdown, no picks, and he had 1 sack on the game. All right, some of the head-to-head meetings between these teams. The home team is 4-0 against the spread, so Carolina delighted to be home. Got to believe that they're going to go with a ball control, balanced offense. with their physical, punishing ground game and punishing defense, while Arizona's going to do the opposite, throw all the time. And I think that's the same strategy that you're going to see in the earlier game, too. Patriots are going to want to go up tempo, no huddle, and Denver's going to want to slow it down. So the home teams are certainly going to want to run the football and play great defense. It's actually an even matchup. Both teams are, which is why you see this Vegas betting number at 3. All right, a prop bet on this Carolina game. I'll actually tie it into the first game as well. The first touchdown or first score of the game, touchdown is minus 175 on the Carolina game, and then anything else is plus 155. It's basically a field goal. It's a safety, too. That's in there. But you're getting great value here with a field goal being the first score of the game, and that's goes for the earlier game, too. The Denver game, it's plus 135. Now, think about it. All 4 of these remaining teams are sensational defensively. Top 10 defensive numbers against the run and the pass. Would you be surprised to see a field goal starting the game? Well, all 4 of these teams are great in the red zone. I wouldn't. So here you have first score of the game not being a touchdown, plus 155 and plus 135 on the 2 games. Take them both. So if you go 50%, if you go 1-1, you're going to win money with the plus odds. And all you need is one team of the 2 games to start the game by kicking a field goal. So that's free prop bets for Sunday. All right, and again, if you want to get Jim Feist AFC Game of the Year, you can get it at jimfeist.com. He also has a Wise Guy High Roller Total on one of the games. You can get those at jimfeist.com, or you can call to get all 3 at a special $49 price, 1-888-672-0800. And if you want to get free plays right to your cell phone every day via text, just text GAME, G-A-M-E, 25827. All right, that'll do it for the NFL Championship playoff version of Proline. Good luck with the games, everyone, and we'll see you with our Super Bowl show next week.